Well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this week's show on the Regal Eagle, as we will be discussing the hot topic of these mighty Eagles versus the Rams. Hey, first things first, I need everybody out there in the comments, man, just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. You can also hit that bell notification so you will never miss a show. Hey, for this show, we have a couple of the others. I'm going to call them the others right now. We have a couple of the others online. They ready to be a part of the show. We'll see what's popping. First, we're going to introduce, man, an Army veteran, the same. He's out here doing his thing in the area, man. Kids, married. I've known this guy for a long time. Stand-up guy, Army retired veteran, man. Funny guy, man. Hey, we're going to bring Adam to the stage. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, y'all. It's nice to be on the show. Born and raised in Southern California, joined the Army, did about 21 years. Now I'm out here in Chiefs country, dealing with these Chiefs fans all day long. It's nice to be here.
Man, absolutely appreciate it, man. We got our next guest we're gonna bring on, man, Ernesto. He also an Army veteran. He's out there doing his thing now in New Mexico, holding it up. He's recruiting for security services now, man. He's doing it. He's a Rams fan as well. Unfortunately, I'm gonna provide them with some therapy and some counseling after this, man. See if we can try to convert them. Fortunately, along with Adam's wife, his wife is also a bird fan, so they know what the right looks like. So, hey, welcome to the stage, Ernesto, everybody. Ernesto's y'all.
What's good, y'all? I'm glad to be here. I'm from New Mexico. I've been a Rams fan for a while. Of course, my wife, she's a damn Eagles fan. Found her when I was at Fort Eustis, so. I'm just glad to be here. Let's see how it goes.
You're 88. Let's go, man. Let's go. Hey, we see they didn't do good in life by picking their own team, but they did a fabulous job by picking a wife that knew what right looks like. Like they say, happy wife, happy household, and that's what's going on in these two households right here. So hey, let's get this show started, man. I don't want to hold you up any longer, man. So starting right now, everybody has seen, the Eagles play their last game. The Rams play their last game versus the Vikings. So, hey, starting off with Adam, man, we're gonna start off with a guest on this one. Do you feel more or less confident in your team coming up for this game?
Oh, I feel more confident. I think the Rams right now, they're firing on all cylinders. Nobody expected them to take Minnesota. Not any one of y'all, that's for sure. And this defense has been playing extremely well. I think McVay, despite this short week and the weather, the ugly Philly weather, I think he's going to have them ready to ball out. I think ultimately LA is going to need a couple plays to go their way, a couple balls to bounce their way, maybe some special teams plays, but I think it'll be a tight fourth quarter.
Okay. All right. That's it. That honest assessment. I can't be mad at it. Ernesto, what you got, man?
Man, I'm super confident in my team, dude. Look, Chris Shula has done an amazing job with his young defense, bro. He got a bunch of young cats, got them together. We've improved our defense since the last time we faced y'all in Week 12. As you saw what we did to the Vikings, 9 sacks. That's a playoff record that we tied. Also, you saw Matthew Stafford. He's getting the ball out quick, man. He's throwing it. He's getting it to Puka. We do need to get, Cooper Kupp more involved. He didn't get the ball at all. But we're looking good out there. I'm really confident. I'm sure we're going to come in here. The thing is, I'm happy we're playing the Eagles. And the reason for that is because y'all are going to be stuck in your Week 12 that y'all won. Y'all ain't going to change up the game plan. We are. Sean McVay is going to go in there, change up the game plan, make sure that we keep your quarterback in the box and that we stop that run. So
here we go.
Look at his every running back that has played where they've gone off on a team in the regular season, as soon as they get to the playoffs, they always perform below. They're always under 100 yards. It's going to happen again.
This is all he sounds like he's been watching Chris Broussard on First Take.
And I also want to give a shout out to all the first responders and firefighters in LA that were fighting that fight. Appreciate y'all for doing what you're doing. I went to Arizona to watch the game against the Vikings. Lost my voice. Super excited while I was there. Like I said, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for this matchup. It's going to be a war in my household, and I'm pretty sure in his household as well. So we'll see what's up.
That's one too.
All right, now. Hey, we don't heard from the rest. Now let's hear from the best, man. Duke, what you got, man? Duke, what you got?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. that last first responder comment, that was the best thing Ernesto said. Well, I don't know what you thinking about, man. Bro, you must not know. Like, look, you know what Matthew Stafford is in bad weather conditions? The man's 1-8.
Yeah, 1-8. It's all good.
That man is 1-8 with conditions below 40%, below 40 degrees. He's 1-2 record with 4 TDs, 3 interceptions, 59 degrees completion, 59% completion. 59. Boy's trash. He's trash.
He beat the Jets in that cold ass game we played against them. It was like 20 degrees.
And then you're talking about Matthew Stafford getting the ball out. Bro, the weather conditions isn't going to allow him to throw the ball like that. He's going to have to rely on the run, just like we are. So when you say the running backs haven't went for more than 100 yards, those same running backs aren't the running backs they don't have the number one running back in the league. They don't have a running back that has 2,000 yards rushing. They don't. So you can't say that.
At the end of the day, did he break the record? No. Eric Dickerson is still the number one running back in the NFL.
Come on, man.
He didn't break the record.
Here we go.
He might be the best right now in the game, but he ain't the best of all time. So
I said the best running back in the league. He is the best. Is that true? Is that a true or false statement? Is he not the best running back in the league?
In the league, yes, he is. And then Derrick Henry.
So with that being said, if we have the best running back in the league, how do you think we're gonna game plan? With bad weather conditions, it's gonna be a ground game.
Oh, I know. It's gonna come down to defense. It ain't gonna be an offensive game, bro.
You got it, man. Got it. What you got, man?
What you got, Gotti? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the run off on the plug.
I definitely agree with Ernesto just said, and I think it's going to be a defensive game. But I definitely, after seeing Eagles versus Green Bay, I'm not gonna lie. So as far as the defense, my confidence in the defense is through the roof. We had a few interceptions, fumble recoveries. We had our rookie who was potentially the defensive rookie of the year, got his first interception. Even got big play Slay out there, made a contested interception. Nothing just fell into his hands, but a beautiful pick in the right place at the right time. So I definitely think that the defense is capable. Offense, a little shaky. I didn't like Jalen's performance coming back. Wasn't expecting too much. I just didn't like it. So, but I do think he's going to be back on this game this week. I think we're going to do the same thing we did to the Rams a few weeks ago. We're going to kill them on the ground. And if they decide they want to try to stop that, we got our defensive weapons, our offensive weapons with our wideouts. I think the Vikings threw for almost 250 yards against the Rams last week, and I don't see us not being capable of doing the same.
But you know who got shut down?
It's going to be a good game, man. I'm going to lie to you, man. He made two good points, Ernesto, when he said that the Rams were firing on all the cylinders. Now they are looking good going into the stretch, as all playoff teams supposed to do. You're supposed to look good going down to the stretch because that's what separates us from those those shady teams throughout the season that you play. You really don't have to game plan for or whatnot. Hey, but this is the playoffs, man. Everybody's looking good. We getting ready to do our thing, man. It's going to be a battle. Do I think it's going to be an offensive showdown? Probably not. Like I said, because of the weather conditions and the defense is a start and this, man. But moving forward, we have it right here. The injuries right there. We suffered a significant injury last week in Nakobe Dean. So what do you think that'll affect us, dude? How do you think his absence will be felt?
Nakobe, I mean, it's gonna play a big role because now we got a second trigger coming in against a fairly good offense. So, I mean, the game plan, I feel like, not game plan, but my concern is how is he going to fare against the calling? Like, because they're going to, obviously, since he's a rookie, they're going to start running to his side. So, how will that bond be affected by that? Like, how are we going to be able to plug these gaps and plug these holes? Is he going to be able to read, some Matthew Stafford's throws, as far as protection? Don't know. I'm not 100% sure. If he's a fairly decent cover defender, but Nakobe Dean being out, I'm not gonna lie, it does hold a significant impact. Mainly because I want to say he had like eight touches or something like that, or 8 pressures last season, and like 2 sacks or something like that. So it's gonna play a role. It's gonna play a big role.
Absolutely, man. Hey, thank you to everybody out there in the chat group, man. If you like what you're seeing, once again, man, like and subscribe. Jermaine, what's going on? Kimberly, what's going on? We see y'all out there in the chat group. Jim, how you doing, Eagles fan? Hey, Gotti, so what do you think we're gonna have to do with Nakobe Dean's absence, man? How we gonna move around and maneuver?
So I mean, as we saw when he went out last week, Burke stepped in and he did a good job. So I don't think that of course, like we talked about with those backup quarterbacks and everything like that. When Jalen went down, those guys weren't getting first team reps. So when it came down for them to get in the game, they weren't playing with a first team. They weren't playing with the scheme of them being the starting quarterback. But now that Burks is going to be the replacement for Dean, now he's going to be getting his first team reps, which he's been getting all week. So for him to come in as the backup and perform well, without getting first team reps versus him getting these first team reps and starting this week, I don't think we're going to have a problem replacing Kobe Dean. Burks, I think he played for San Francisco and someone else a few years ago.
Yeah.
So he's not a rookie, but I think he's more than capable. I think that he may be a little maybe a little lacking in the pass coverage, but definitely as far as like the run defense and the blitzes and everything like that, I think he's going to be up to par.
Okay, all right. And then the Rams, man, the Rams aren't playing with too many injuries or whatnot. But except for Blake Corum, they've been dealing with that for a while. So how are y'all going to game plan with y'all injuries, Adam?
I'm not too worried about the Blake Corum thing. He's I think over the year he only had like 200 yards really, and I think Kyron Williams is more than serviceable. Obviously, he's the number one starter there, so I'm not worried about Blake Corum being out.
Okay. All right. So considering everything that we got going on, all right, Ernest, how would you game plan? You're the offensive coordinator for tomorrow. How would you game plan for the loss that y'all going to
Man, this guy got jokes, bro. Look, at the end of the day, we're going to game plan for your linebacker not being in there. We're going to run it up the middle. We're going to make sure we ground and pound, beat up your damn defense. At the end of the day, we're also going to set up the play action based off the run, get Puka in the slot, have him smoke past those safeties and linebackers as much as he can, get Cooper Kupp more involved, hit him on the long ball, and I'm telling you that game plan will work. As long as we protect the ball, we will be fine.
Is that the same or a different game plan y'all used last time?
Look, man, last time we were not prepared.
Thing, man.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, last time our defense wasn't what it is now. It was very inexperienced. We have tied it down. We're more disciplined this time. They're playing for something else. It's more than just the game. They're playing for their city, man. When you have something that hooks you in and gives you that motivation to play, that will push your team all the way. I promise you, we'll go to the Super Bowl.
Somehow the Lakers didn't do it, though. Somehow the Lakers didn't do it. So, Adam, Adam, what do you think, man?
When Kobe died, what happened? What happened? Lakers won.
Offensive coordinator, Adam. What do you got?
Everybody wants LA.
What's your question for the
offensive coordinator for the game, man? How would you game plan for the Eagles as the offensive coordinator?
Well, here's what's hard, man. The Eagles, I mean, statistically, they're one of the maybe if the best defense in the NFL, one of the best for sure. So it's hard. I think protecting Stafford is got to be the focal point. I think if they could protect Stafford and get Kupp and get the other receiver involved, Nakua, I think they stand a chance.
Okay.
It's going to be a tough game, especially with the weather. With the weather. But McVay, he's been to the Super Bowl. He's won the Super Bowl. Last time the Rams won the Super Bowl, they would come from the same position. So I don't see a lot of differences.
Yeah, their defense was a little bit differently though. Their defense was a little different. Now they had
that guy on defense at the time.
That defense,
he's on the line, bro. He's just a cheerleader now. It's all good.
Right. Hey, the defense they had that year, man. That was a Hall of Fame defense right there. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, dude, man, you're the offensive coordinator for the Eagles, man. What are you doing? How are you doing it?
Okay, so offensive coordinator for the Eagles, man, I gotta make sure I get my lanes open for Saquon. Okay, offensive line is gonna play a huge favor for us. A huge issue for us. I'm not gonna say issue, but it's gonna be like a main thing. So if our offensive line, which is what I want to say, they said our offensive line total numbers and as far as weight is compared to a polar bear, was one of the biggest animals in the world. It's like we have to make sure that our ground game is sufficient, because we already know we can't rely, especially on this game, we can't rely on neither kicker's leg. Period. Can't do it. Ours or theirs. Mainly ours. We can't rely on that. You know what I'm saying? The ball thrown in the air, you know, any time, any place, you know what I'm saying, the wing can always play a factor. So the ground game is going to be a significant one. I'm saying, then on top of that, I have to somehow, some way get Dallas Goedert in the game heavy. And I say that because, if you keep continuously running these run plays and just continuously run them, it's gonna become a point in time where they're gonna start plugging those gaps. And when they do, that's when you're gonna start throwing the ball. I'm not saying throw it deep, but you gotta have some intermediate passes. So if you gotta put Dallas Goedert and Sal in there, Calcaterra in there, you gotta get them both in at the same time. Do that and then play off, like Ernesto said, those short, quick passes. That's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? So since for Smitty or Monte to get a whole bunch of catches, again, out routes, don't go through the middle, brother. Out routes only.
Yeah. Hey, so for those of y'all don't know that y'all two are new to the show. Hey, we got Gotti up here, man. When we do predictions at the end, he's usually 1, maybe 2 points away from being perfect on the predictions, man. So I want to hear what you got to do. If you are the offensive coordinator, how would you plan for this game, Gotti?
So after watching the game last week, I tell you, Hawkinson from Minnesota was very successful against the Rams. So it's kind of like the echo what Dookie said. We got to get those tight ends involved. Everybody's gonna be focused on Barkley. Everybody's gonna be focused on AJ. Everybody's gonna be focused on Smitty. If you're not, then something's clearly wrong with you. But so we got to take advantage of that and get those tight ends out there. Short passes, long passes, intermediate passes, whatever the case may be. Whatever they're planning for, we have to be creative and give them the opposite. But once that starts popping off, then we need to go ahead and hit Saquon. I think he had 140 yards against the Rams with 2 runs. There's 2 touchdown runs the last time we played him, 70, 65, or something like that. So he's very capable. I think Minnesota rushed for over 100 yards against him. So, and they don't have this caliber of running back that we have. So definitely come out, not with the norm. I've been stressing this all year. Our first half of play is totally garbage on offense. We need to have that momentum that we normally have in the second half, in the first half, and we need to stop having these. Like Ernesto said, man, our plays are predictive. You know what I'm saying? It seems like we come out with the same thing. You watch these other teams. I mean, I watched that Detroit game. I can't remember what play they ran, but it was crazy. It was one of the craziest plays I've ever seen. And I think they early in the season they ran like a halfback pass with a lineman against the Panthers.
They faked
you know what I'm saying?
So, they did it twice that game.
Yeah, so we gotta get more creative in the scheme, and I'm very disappointed with Kellen Moore because when he was with Dallas, they had all type of stuff, and it seems like we're just basic. So if they got some rabbits in the hat, they need to pull them out tomorrow.
Yeah, so I can agree on all the points.
Real quick. Just FYI, Saquon's numbers were 255, average 9, 2 TDs. As long as was 72, and he had 2 70-yard runs in our boys last game. Don't know if y'all know that.
Every time from these damn
and 4 receptions with 47 yards. And average.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna bring it. It was a 270 yards. He's the only running back in history to have 4 touchdowns over runs over 60 yards. That's him. Dickinson didn't do that. Hey, but Duke, on the side of the defense, man, what would you do to prepare for because the Rams, they do have a robust offense, man. They are coming out here putting up points on everybody else that they're playing. They are getting better down the stretch, like we said. So, hey, kudos to them. But hey, they haven't played us again. We saw what happened the first time. So, hey, as far as the defensive coordinator, what would you do to stop their offense?
Man, again, like I said earlier in the show, man, it's going to be it's going to be a run game. It's going to all come down to the running backs, or at least I feel like it is. So we have to ensure that, one, I've been preaching this all season, seal the edges, man. Seal the edges and seal the gaps. If we got to put a spy on Matthew Stafford to prevent him from going out, because he's more deadly at scrambling. So, but if we can keep a spy on him to prevent those quarterback runs to the outside, that'd be great. And again, just sealing the edges. Make sure we play man on the back end, and not too much of that zone coverage that we're doing right now. Even at the beginning of the game, maybe more towards the end of the game, go more to that zone because they're starting to, I feel like they're going to start getting desperate and start throwing the ball a lot more towards the end of the game, just like they did against us last time. But up front, initially, we have to seal the edges, plug those gaps, and play man on Matthew Stafford. That's what I would do.
the Eagles defense does a great job at, swarming to the ball, man. That you can just about every defensive play that you'll see at least 5 defenders at the spot of the ball, wherever it is, man. So they've really done a great job like that. They have some blunders. We had that one game where we were missing tackles all over the place. I thought it was a flashback of last season. I said, oh no, but we recovered. We recovered. So, hey, Adam, man, you're the defensive coordinator for the Rams. How do you game plan against this magnificent Eagles offense?
Yeah. Well, we already know Barkley's going to get his, right? I mean, holding him to 100 yards, it's probably not feasible. Maybe 150 yards, that's where I'm looking at, and put the ball in Hurts' hand. Make Hurts have to beat you throwing the ball. I mean, you got weapons. You got weapons. Eagles got weapons all over the place. Top to bottom, they're probably a better roster, So I go back to just, you got to let Hurts try to beat you through the air, unfortunately, which he can do. I think that's where the Rams are going to have to try to make their money. And like I said before, just having a couple balls bounce their way, maybe a fumble here and there. I don't want to say it, but I think it's going to have to come down to something like that for the Rams to pull it out, unfortunately.
Ernesto, you in the hot seat, man. You the coordinator for the day, man. What you doing?
No hot seat around here, man. We're gonna keep doing what we did against the Vikings. Look, we're gonna stack the box. We're gonna contain the edges. Make sure that Hurts stays in the box, right? And we're gonna try to get them sacks. We're gonna try to make him feel like Sam Darnold did, seeing those damn ghosts, man. He's going to see Jared Verse coming in doing that frog splash and landing right on top of him.
That man was like, he was up 5 feet, wasn't he?
Bro, he jumped up, landed right on him. Bam! I was like, damn, frog splash. It didn't even count as a sack, bro, but it's all right. Because if it did, it would be crazy. But other than that, like I said before, we got to contain the run. The 2 losses y'all had were against the Falcons and the Saints. They held y'all under 100 yards, man. And y'all lost the turnover game. So that Falcons game, y'all had 1 turnover versus 0. And in the Bucks game, y'all had 2 turnovers, I believe, versus 0. So as long as we can win the turnover game, contain the run, and keep Jalen Hurts in the pocket, make him beat us with his arm, I think we'll be fine. We also got to be prepared to stop that, that tush push, because, nobody does it better than Jalen Hurts besides Diddy. I'm just saying. So, I told you I come with the punchlines today, man. I got you.
Hey, that was a good one, man. But I just want to let everybody know in the comments, and the viewers, the FBI, the CIA, we are not affiliated with any of that pushing stuff. We don't push no tushes around here unless it's consensual. That's all we doing. None of that crazy stuff we're doing out here, man. Hey, but I must stop you, man. The Atlanta Falcons game, you can say it came down to that one play or whatnot, or however you want to do it. The Saquon would have caught the ball. Hey, the offense would have been the score would have been a little different, right? Hey, but the Buccaneers, they beat our ass. I'm gonna tell you that now. They beat our ass on that one. It was more than 1 turnover. It was more than 1 penalty. Hey, they beat the hell out of us because the Buccaneers historically have had our numbers, man. And I give that to Todd Bowles, man. He is a great coach down there in Tampa, doing what he's doing with that defense that doesn't have a lot of headliners on that squad. But they beat our ass that game.
And
hey, so
he also coached for us before too. So don't think we don't have that game plan. We do.
I know we came from. Gotti, man. You the defensive coordinator, man. What do you do to stop the Rams on tomorrow?
So first of all, I'm not really worried about having to spy on Matt Stafford. He had like -1 yard last week. He got a nice run against us, but defense was covered, linebackers in the drops. He saw an opportunity and took it. But we definitely have to stop Higbee. He was killing Minnesota. The same thing how I want us to work in Dallas Goedert. I want us to we got to realize that Higbee is that same tight end. He was their leading receiver against Minnesota. So definitely got to stop Higbee, and definitely got to make sure we don't get Kupp and Nakua out there, destroying us. I'm not really too worried about Williams. I think he had less than 100 yards rushing last week, but he does have to be considered. But Matt Stafford is a passing quarterback. The Rams are a passing team, so we have to make sure that we keep our defense ready to go, man. If we have the same week like we had last week, probably won't, back-to-back turnovers like that. But hopefully I'll get 1 or 2. making sure our superstars show up, man. QB, Zach Bond. Hopefully he has a good game. We got those big guys up front. Hopefully get some good pushes up there and get some sacks in. I don't know. You guys had what, 2 sacked twice last week, Ernesto?
Yeah.
They only sacked twice. So hopefully we can try to get those numbers up to stop Matt. Because like I said, they're going to pass, and we're going to stop the run. So we got to take advantage of them dropping back in the pocket and trying to pick our defense apart. So some good blitzes, some backside blitzes, some up front. But I think that's the key, man. The passing game is going to be their key, and we need to make sure we're to stop it or disrupt it.
And so it is going to be a battle in the trenches, man. And everybody's alluded to, man, the trench battle, the trench warfare. Hey, that is going to be one of the key things because, like I said, we'll talk about it in a little bit, but the weather is going to mitigate a lot of different type of offense that you would normally run, and it's going to change up, man. That cold, that wind blowing, everybody on here done been out in formation. You know what I'm saying? That wind snipping you in the cold, man. They got that wind going. You don't feel your lips, your fingertips, your toes. They do you wiggling as much as you can, and just imagine playing in it. Hey, but that's what they get paid to do. So the Eagles offensive line versus the Rams.
Don't move. What the first time saying? Grounded.
That's when they want to take everything off and go on a run, man. It's crazy.
I was never that guy. First off, if you was in my formation, we rarely did PT in the cold because I didn't believe in it. I didn't believe in running in the rain. I didn't believe in running in the freezing cold because it was counterproductive at that point. What are you doing, man? My joints are cold. I'm getting old. It's raining. We did PT inside. I didn't give a shit.
I can vouch for that.
We was in the gym
formation a couple times. I can vouch for that.
I was wondering where y'all was at when I was out there in formation outside and my shorts and shit.
Hey, I never was that type to come in and talk about some take them off either. Hey, strip down. I'm cold. I know y'all cold. Fuck that. I wasn't stripping down nothing. I stayed in 4 winters, hat, gloves, everything. I stayed in 4 winters. Absolutely. Hey, so Dookie, man, the offensive line versus defensive line, man. What are some key matchups on our offense against their defense?
Okay, so our offensive line. I feel like I want to see Lane Johnson go up against whoever. I don't know who do y'all put on that side?
Yeah, we got Jared Verse out there. He goes on both sides. So
he switches up.
Verse on both sides.
Okay,
he's our edge.
So I want to see the matchup on him on both sides, him and especially Becton. I want to see who's going to be matched up against Becton and see how they interact as far as the exchange on offense and defense. That's going to be my matchups. I'm looking at that tomorrow's game.
Okay. Got it. What you got?
Like Luke said, man, Verse, and there's another guy, man. Turner. Turner. Yeah, so Verse and Turner, I'm definitely looking forward to the matchups against them. Verse is outstanding, and he is only the second Ram as a rookie to be selected for the Pro Bowl in 50 years.
Right.
50 years, second Ram in 50 years go to the Pro. Second rookie Ram to go to the Pro Bowl in 50 years. Very fast. I don't think he had any sacks, but he did have that scoop and score. Took off, a lot of pressures. Turner had 2 sacks, coming up the middle, bulldozing those linemen. But, we got some pretty big guys up front, like you said, Becton, Mylata, Johnson, Jergens. We got some good guys out there. Hopefully I can stop those guys. But they use Verse like Dallas uses Micah Parsons. He's not going to be on one side the whole day. He's going to be outside, inside, all over the place. He may drop back. He may come hard, bull rush. And he's going to come with somebody else. I think on that strip sack, I think that might have been that sack that Witherspoon had that Verse got that scoop and score. So they do run some nice corner blitzes, some nice backside corner blitzes. So we got to be prepared to pick those up too. But primarily, I like to see how we fare against Verse, that outstanding defensive end, and that inside lineman, Turner.
Hey, so any sports highlighted, staff will be looking for late hit calls and PI, pass interference calls, man. That's not a mark of a QB. Hey, That's what. Hey, any sportsman, whoever that is, man. Hey, I appreciate you nominating a comment. Hey, but Matthew
That's
Stafford,
like a fake account right there.
He is that guy. Matthew Stafford can pick you apart, man. He definitely can pick you apart, man. Hey, so Adam, going with you, man. The Rams defensive line against our offensive line. What matchups are you looking for on your defense?
Yeah. I don't know how y'all lost Kelsey and somehow y'all are a better line now. What's up with that? Like, y'all got 5 all-pro offensive linemen. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I know the Rams got a really good young defensive lineman. I was looking at some stats, and apparently LA has allowed the fewest points outside of Baltimore since week 15. I think this defensive line, although your guys are really, really good, this defensive line is putting it together. Hopefully Verse can just keep getting pressure on the quarterback and get that push up the middle. I mean, it's hard. The key to this, again, I really think, is balls bouncing the right way for LA, and hopefully we get some of those calls.
Hey, so speaking to your point, man, Jason Kelce, he handpicked his replacement,
is that
Cam
right?
Jurgens. Yeah. He handpicked Cam Jurgens to replace him. And he was watching him his whole time in school, and had a lot of conversations with him. Handpicked him to be his replacement at the Eagles. So we all thought it was going to be a little bit more of a transitional gap period, but Cam Jurgens he's really stood up to the challenge. This season and proven why Jason had that confidence in him to be able to fill the shoes, man. Some large shoes to fill, and he's been doing it. So Ernesto, man, what do you think? Your defensive line, what are some key matchups you're looking for?
A key matchup I'm looking for is Jared Verse versus the Eagles fans, because he said he don't like y'all. Other than that,
put your dukes up, Jared. Put your dukes up.
Hey, other than that, I would say Verse and Brandon Fisk, both coming off the edges, man, versus your tackles. I'm looking forward to that matchup. See if y'all can stop them from getting those sacks. So you also got to remember too that those two, they're menaces, man, and they also open it up for other guys. Like you said earlier, Kobe Turner and also Byron Young. Those guys were getting sacks the last game, all because Jared Verse, just his mere appearance, being there and causing pressure. He's caused the most pressures out of any rookie freaking defensive end out there right for this year. So I think he's going to be ahead for that Rookie of the Year on defense, and I think that's going to be the difference.
Okay, that's solid.
Can I get that one too?
Huh? Yeah. No.
Go
ahead.
Yeah, like I want to see Rob Havison versus Jalen Carter, the right tackle, because I want to see if they're gonna how many times they're gonna double up on Jalen. I really want to see that.
You're answering the next question. That's what we're doing right now.
Oh, my man. I'm sorry.
The defensive line against the Rams' offensive line.
We're saying
proceed.
Yeah. So false start. So yeah, I want to see the right tackle, man, Rob, and against Jalen Carter, because like I said, they're gonna get these. They're going to double team him. Guaranteed they're going to double team him. But I want to see how well Rob fares against Jalen and how many pressures or run disruptions he can cause during this game. Because he's gonna cause a lot depending on how their game planning is. But like if they're going by our initial standards, they're going to be throwing the ball a little bit more rather than running. But which is possibly possible. But I want to see Jalen Carter be disruptive in the backfield. I want to see how many times he's going to try to get to Matt Stafford, or how many times he's going to get to him, i.e. get to him.
I mean, unless Devontae Smith is going to join A.J. Brown in the Eagles book club, I mean, maybe they won't pass. They'll just run. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
Here we go. Y'all, hey, but you know that when they double team Jalen Carter, double team, triple team, which they're going to have to do. Every team has done it. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's like the next coming to Sam Darnold. Not Sam Darnold. Aaron Donald. He's showing some prolific skills, man. Albeit he doesn't get any injuries or nothing like that, man. He has a very, very promising career. I don't know if it'll be on the same trajectory as Aaron Donald, because everybody knows Aaron Donald was a monster, man. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame. But hey, Gotti, what other defensive schemes? What defensive line against their offensive line? What matchups are you looking for?
Definitely looking at our that backup Burks. I don't think they're going to expect a lot out of him. So, like I said earlier, coming in on those linebacker blitzes, when they're expecting our linebackers to stay in the drop to cover those high percentage passes from Nakua and catching that running back out of the backfield. Williams because he had a few play action passes where he was wide open in the back in the second level. But definitely, like I said, I definitely see Jalen Carter punch through that line. He's been very disruptive, and that's going to cause the Rams running plays when they do run to go to the outside, and then hopefully that's when Zach Bond is going to go out there and go crazy on him. So definitely looking forward to the defensive line disrupting their running game and making our linebackers have a field day. And also hoping Williams get back in the fold. Williams has been quiet lately the last couple of weeks, but hopefully he gets back out there. Actually, Sweat too. I don't think I heard Sweat's name.
Not too much there. Last couple.
So hopefully,
I'm a couple nobodies. Nobody.
Yeah. Hopefully, Sweat can get out there and cause some disruptions as well. I like to hear his name. I like to see him perform. So hopefully, our defensive ends, because like I said, they're going to be passing. So hopefully, they can break those tackles and get some hurries out there, cause some deflected passes and some hurries so we can get some picks out there.
Absolutely, man. Hey, and I said this in the beginning, man. I want to say it now. If you just joined on, man, if you like what you're hearing from these Rams fans, these Eagles fans, man, these potential coordinators, everybody sound like they have the ability to get on one of their teams and do a little something, man. And we ask that you go ahead and hit that like and more subscribe. That has subscribe button. If you hit that blue bell notification,
what the hell?
you will never miss. There we go. That's who we wanted to see.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, boot him off.
That's who we wanted to see on the show.
That's crazy.
Hey, Adam, while she's in there flaunting around that Eagles gear, tell her to go on her YouTube and hit like and subscribe as well. She can hit subscribe as well. That's how she can keep the peace in the household.
Let me tell you a story why she's an Eagles fan, because she grew up in Southern California like me, right? When she was a little kid, she thought Randall Cunningham was good looking.
She thought Randall Cunningham?
Yeah, that's why she an Eagles fan.
Okay, hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
You got
nothing wrong with that. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Hey, I heard they were talking about one of the jokes last night. I heard talking about, hey, nothing wrong with it, man. Hey, so, hey, as far as your offensive line, Adam, what matchups are you looking for on your offensive line? You know what I mean? How will y'all expect? What are you going to game plan to do against that dominant defensive line the Eagles is going to bring forward?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, sadly, I think that the Eagles' offensive line is the better group. As much as I really like this Rams defensive line, they're going to be good. I think they're still young. So I think the Eagles will have the advantage there. They definitely have the edge, unfortunately.
Hey, so speaking of young, man, y'all know the Eagles, and it's all by days, okay? The Eagles have the youngest line defense that's out there, and the Rams are actually the third youngest defense that they have out here in the entire NFL, man. So, I mean, what that means for both teams is longevity. Hopefully, they do good. They re-sign some contracts. Both teams will be able to build off of those defenses that they have. They have a couple, veterans on the team that obviously we'll have to get rid of. Our guy is we call him one play Slay or a play Slay because he's good for a play or two out there, but he's more in a mentorship role for those guys, those next generation of cornerbacks and stuff like that, man. So Ernesto, man, what do you think, man? What matchups are you looking for as far as your offensive line going against that defensive line of the Eagles?
Look, man, I hear they call y'all the Philadelphia Bulldogs, man. All y'all do is grab Georgia defensive players, bro. Georgia. Look, hey, man, them young Georgia players, though, look, they were trash last year. I ain't gonna lie, very inexperienced. This year, Vic Fangio has gone in there, and he's turned it up, man. Y'all are doing some crazy exotic blitzes, getting to the quarterbacks. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all got a good defensive line, man. I look forward, though, to the matchup between Jalen Carter and our left tackle, Alaric Jackson, just to see if he can hold up. He is nimble on his feet. He's a big dude, 6'7", 345 pounds. So hopefully he can hold up against him. But I mean, I do see y'all getting some sacks on Stafford because he's not fast in the pocket, just like you saw with Sam Darnold. That dude is slow as shit. Doesn't mean he can't spin out and run. He did that in that Vikings game, but I do see him getting sacked a couple times. So.
Yeah, and you made a good point, man. When you talked about our defense from last year, man, that's the thing that really killed us. Somehow, we went on that skid that the Steelers went on, man. We had a great start to the beginning of the season. Then we just got exposed, man. Every team came in, they exposed our defensive line, and more so our linebackers. You know what I mean? The second line of defense that we had, man, we missed a lot of tackles, a lot of unnecessary penalties and stuff like that. We weren't playing disciplined football. So you did hit the nail on the head, unfortunately, that our line was trash last year. I won't say just trash. I mean, they could have done a lot better. And so this year, Howie Roseman, shout out to Howie, man, to make all of those deals in the offseason, these trades and stuff like that, man. Howie, we are in Philly, we say, and Howie we trust, man, because he's done a lot with the little. You know what I mean? He's got some guys out there. He don't always go for the big names and stuff like that, but he's done a lot, man. So as far as
drop a clues bomb for Howie.
Drop a womp. Hey, so got it, man. Who do you predict will have the biggest game on the Eagles offense? One single person.
I'm gonna go with Cooper DeJong. I'm gonna go Cooper DeJong because I think the Rams are gonna
on the Eagles offense.
Oh, on the Eagles offense? Barkley. I think Barkley's gonna go off again.
Okay, we're gonna do this out of order. Hey, Adam, who do you think on the Rams offense? Who's gonna have the most effective game?
Yeah, I think Puka Nacua gets off.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Ernesto.
Goes for a couple.
I have to go with my running back, Kyron Williams, man. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowing. They're not going to want to throw a lot. So I think it's going to be a lot of running.
Dude, who you got?
Okay, so since Gotti took my Saquon pick, because I have right here, I'm going to go with my number 2. I'm going to say Dallas. Dallas Goddard's going to have a good day. Short passes, short in-range passes.
Good. I'm hoping so as well, man, on both of those, man. I think on the offense, though, I think that I can't call him Weapon X because there's only one Weapon X ever in the history of the NFL. That's number 20, Brian Dawkins, baby, for the Eagles. But I can't call him Weapon X. Everybody know. Don't shake your head, Adam. Don't shake it. You know Brian Dawkins' impact.
He was a bad motherfucker.
Yes.
Hey, but I will have to agree with you. When we were going over this, man, I said in my head as well, for the Rams, their impact player, I project Puka Nacua is going to be that guy, man. I mean, Puka Nacua, he's been everywhere. He's been doing everything, man. And like we said in the beginning, man, we are objective fans. We do spit stats. We are realist Eagles fans and stuff like that. But Puka Nacua has been going off. He almost went off on us. We found something to stop him. The last
he had 117 yards in this.
Yeah. Week 12, he almost found a way to break through the game for y'all, man, but we found a way to stop him at the end. But I think the impact player for the offense is going to be Puka Nacua. Hey, so switching the game up, man, switching it up and going to the defense. Ernesto, who do you think will have the most impactful game for the Rams defense?
I'm going to make a bold prediction, man. I'm going to say it's going to be Jared Verse, but I think he's going to have 7 tackles, 2 sacks, and this time instead of a scoop and score, we're going to get an interception for a touchdown.
Oh! You go on DraftKings? You put that on DraftKings?
Hey, I will. I'll go put it on now.
That's specific, that's my man. Go on DraftKings, man. Hey, Duke, man, who do you, on the defensive side of the ball, who do you think will be the most impactful player for the Eagles?
I feel like Zach Bond's going to be the most impactful. Reason being is because if they go back, if they exclude themselves from the passing game, which I'm quite sure they're going to be doing, they're limited mainly because of Matthew Stafford's numbers. I feel like they're going to be running the ball a lot more. So once they do get into the secondary, if they do, Zach Bond will be there to stop them. So I feel like he's going to have the most impact of the game.
Okay. Hey, any sports, man, he getting up here again, man. He say Jalen can blow out the Rams with just 200 yards passing and 100 yards rushing. So speaking of that, man, we have that issue. We didn't talk about it on this show because this is second one back, man. If you go back, if you in the comments or you go back and you look at last week, we talked about this as far as the impact that Jalen Hurts has as far as his running game and stuff like that, his decision making, just coming off the concussion protocol and all of that type of stuff. So I always say this, man, Jalen Hurts is a $250 million quarterback, and I think that at some point he's going to have to mature his game to develop more of a stronger. I'm not saying he needs to only be a pocket passer, but I think he needs to develop more of a stronger pocket presence. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot going on, a lot of money going on as far as your careers and stuff like that. Traditionally, the running quarterbacks don't have such long careers. Oh, don't have such long careers. And that's one of them soldiers done fell out in formation. You got to keep going.
Hey, you know what? Hey, you know what I did?
Parade. One of them soldiers fell out in parade. Hey, keep going. Keep marching. Keep marching.
You know what I did? I looked at him and I said, maintain discipline. Don't even pick it up.
He said if he dies, he dies.
He died. Let the medics come drag his ass out. Don't move.
Hey, man, I remember, man. Y'all remember back in the day, man, we used to have those LCEs, they call it, to where we had to stuff them with newspapers and all of this stuff for formation.
Yeah.
You out there painting the gold things black again and stuff like that, man. And then we had this one Sergeant Major, man, Sergeant Major Allen B. Offer Jr., man. He came, man, and he was a monster, because, you know, some people, they used to try to take a knee when it was hot and you stand in the parade. They would try to take a knee. Sergeant Major Offer said, hell no, you better fall out and hit your face. And then once you hit the ground, you get stuck. You know, back in the day, the CLS would come over that bag with that rusty needle. They had that rusty needle.
They hit you on the backside like Diddy, man. I'll tell you, you better watch out. Hit you with that IV.
Hey, Sergeant Major Offer said, if you fall out, you getting stuck with that needle. So
hey, we had a first sergeant shipment. First sergeant shipment told us, he said, if you fall out, he said, if I see you try to take a knee and you fall out in this formation, I'm writing you up because you had a little bit more left in you. I was like, God damn.
Hey, man, speaking of weather, man, we speaking of hot and cold, man. How impactful do you think this weather would be versus playing in SoFi? Got it. What you got, man?
And these teams, they're acclimated, man. They're acclimated. They live there. They play there. And so when it comes down to game time, it's either you're used to it or you're not. So we seen that game where Shady destroyed Detroit, had the best game of his life. You know what I'm saying? Just we're cold weather team, man. And I think we fair weather in the cold. Of course, the Rams, you know, those guys in the NFL, it's not like they're not used to it. You know, depending on where with college, you know, they still play in cold weather. But I think it's something that Philly is used to. I do think it's going to be an impact. You know, the ball's going to be cold. You know, if you're not warmed up, you're going to be in trouble. But I do think that Philly is going to perform better in the cold weather. So I think we'll have the edge against the Rams.
Okay, Ernesto, what you think, man? How y'all think the Rams are going to fare?
Look, man, I can't lie. 1-8 is not good for Stafford, man. But I will say this: he did play for the Lions. They had a lot of bowl games where it's ice bowl games. You know what I'm saying? Where it's cold, and he's got the experience. So do other players. I mean, you can't say that every player doesn't play in the cold. At some point in time in their career, they're playing in the cold, whether it's in college, whether it's in the NFL. So I feel like, you know, yes, the snow will be a huge factor just for the turnover aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? So there's probably going to be a lot more fumbles, a lot more turnovers. So it'll affect both sides, both teams, man. So.
Except for the Miami Dolphins, man. They do not have a good record.
Damn, they suck in the cold weather. I'm sorry.
Hey, you said everybody. I was
I agree with you on that one.
All teams, man. The Miami Dolphins in the cold, once it hit 40 degrees, they forget how to play. I'm going to tell you that now. So it's not everybody. Hey, so Duke, man, what do you think? How do you think this weather is going to impact the game?
All right, so let me go to my notes real quick, okay?
You got notes for this?
Matthew Stafford, when he played this, he had a 76.6% QBR.
Okay.
In bad weather conditions, he has a 76. For him, it's not going to matter. Yeah. He's going to play like trash, either it's in good or bad. It don't matter.
Hey, who has the Super Bowl, my quarterback or yours? Last time I checked, we have one. Y'all don't.
Yours.
Y'all choked against Kansas City, bro. I don't even want to hear it. My wife over here crying because y'all lost, bro. She was crying in that game. I was laughing.
You had your turn. Okay, like she said, this is my turn. Okay, he has 14 TDs, 11 interceptions. The man has almost more interceptions than he do TDs. I mean, come on, man. The man is 2-8 he's 2-8 in the rain with a 54% completion rate, and it's supposed to be raining.
Yeah,
that tells you what it is. That's all we need to know. And like my man Dan says on the Sports Live and Joe show, numbers matter. They matter.
Yeah. You said raining.
Yeah, it's supposed to be raining. Well, drizzling and snow a little bit.
Snow, yeah. Snow starts at 2:30. Snowfalls start at 2:30 and continue out the whole game up there. Yeah, man. I don't know me and shit. I don't go out in either one, but hey, give me the snow over the rain, man. That cold rain.
Getting packed up again.
The cold rain. Oh man, that's
even worse. That's
Adam,
even
man,
worse.
what do you think?
Man,
what do you think?
wet.
Your perspective, Adam.
Or chafing.
Yeah, I think it's night and day playing in the cold weather towards that nice stadium. You know what I mean? SoFi. So it's gonna be rough playing in inclement weather. But they are professionals. They've done it before. Just I'm hoping they can put it together.
All right. And I'm not mad with none of that, man. I'm not mad with none of that. Like they said, may the odds ever be in your favor. May the odds ever be in your favor. But right now, it's the highly anticipated Meechie Mania. I'm gonna tell you that right now. We got to the point.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the comments, all I hear is I want the hoodies. I want this. Meech need to come to my house and podcast from my house and stuff. I'm gonna tell you what I'm not gonna do. Hey, but going off, man, we'd like to talk about a couple things that right now that are not exclusively Eagles related, man. One of the first topics I want to hit on right now is who do you think will fit in Dallas organization as the head coach? Adam, who you got, man?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they're talking about Prime a lot, right?
Okay.
They're talking about Prime. I don't know. You think he'll leave Colorado for it?
If the money's right, man, if the guaranteed money is right, he could.
Yeah, should Derek go there? I don't know. I think that might be a good fit.
Got it. Who you got?
Fan base on that.
They already requested. They requested Kellen Moore. I think he'd be. He's been there before. I think he'd be a good fit for Dallas.
Dude,
honestly, if out of the people that are interviewing, I think Kellen Moore would be. But the reason why I don't think Dion would be because he's gonna want too much control, and Jerry's not willing to let some of that shit go. He ain't willing to let Dion do that much. So like Jerry said, I control the money, I control the players. Prime Dion, aka Prime, he wants some of that, and I don't think Jerry's willing to let some of that stuff go. And I feel like it's gonna be a big conflict when they come to play calling, schemes and all that stuff. Because I'm quite sure Jerry sticks his nose into it too. I don't think that Prime. I think if anything, like I said last show, I think he'll get frustrated with Jerry, and it's starting to get shown during the season. So I don't think Prime will get good for it. Kellen Moore, yeah, he's played with him already. I feel like, and I truly think that he should have been the head coach before, and the only reason why he didn't is because, of course, your man's was Mike McCarthy was a Super Bowl winning coach, so that's probably what played into him getting the job. But I think they want to Kellen Moore beforehand.
Ernesto.
Yes, sir. So my thing on it, the only way Dion's going to go to the Cowboys is if he gets coach's son. The money don't matter, bro. Yeah. At the end of the day, if they say, hey, we're trading Dak Prescott and a few first-round picks to get your son, I know it sounds stupid. It does to me too. But that's the only way he's going to go play coach for the Cowboys, bro. It ain't going to happen just because of that. Honestly, my pick, I don't think Kellen Moore's going to go. I think he's happy being over there with the Eagles. You guys are doing good things. I honestly think Jason Witten is going to be the stupid pick that they make because Jerry Jones wants full control over somebody, bro. Jason Witten will be the guy.
Jason Witten, man. If they do that, they got another 5 years before they're relevant again.
Another slump.
They pick Jason Witten, they got another 5 years.
All good.
5 years of mediocrity.
Absolutely.
But that's the decision they make, man. That's the decision they make.
But so. If you get rid of Dak, man, do you know how much of a calorie hit that would a calorie sap hit that would be?
Oh yeah, they got to 100 million. Trading away to the Titans. They have to take it on.
No, they would have to. They would have to, man. That would be astronomical, man. The thing that they're going for that. But like a lot of people have said, man, the personalities. I think that if Coach Prime were to go to the Cowboys, it wouldn't be that thing to where Jerry is the limelight is getting taken away from him because Prime is there. Because the spotlights are going to come, and I said this a couple weeks ago. Asses are going to be put in seats because Dion he was a Super Bowl champion with them. What is 1995 season with them? He played 5 seasons with them. He won a Super Bowl, so he would come back there. He's shown on different levels what he's going to do. The media is coming. The media is coming, and they want to see Prime, and then Jerry's going to want to do his thing as well, man. So I don't think it'll be too much of a fight over what's going on out there, man. There's a couple other things we got going on, man. As far as we got we're talking about Chicago. Who do y'all think would be a good fit for Chicago? They talking about Mike McCarthy out there, but I don't think that's going to fit. Who do y'all think, Gotti? Who do you think will be a good fit?
I don't know, man. Chicago is, let's say, dumpster fire, man. I don't know. It may take Prime to get some boys back, but I don't know, man. I haven't gave much thought about Chicago, to be honest with you.
Ernesto.
Yes, sir. So I will say it's either going to be Mike McCarthy or Ben Johnson. The reason why I say that is because they both know how to talk to quarterbacks, man. At the end of the day, Caleb Williams did not play bad. They may have lost, but he only had 6 interceptions. He still had 4,000 yards and almost 30 touchdowns, bro.
His line was horrible.
His line was horrible.
Yeah.
They're going to need an offensive-minded coach to come in there. They don't need nobody with defensive-minded. They need somebody offensive-minded that can talk to him and get the offensive line actually blocking for him, and then they'll start doing some stuff. I also think they're going to go for Ashton Gentry as a running back in the draft because he needs somebody besides who they had, man. That guy was hot garbage, bro.
He was garbage, and that's why we got rid of him.
He came from you guys, so we already know.
That's why we got rid of him. Yeah. That's why we got rid. No, man, but I honestly, I won't say he's hot garbage because you can't call a running back garbage if they don't have a line to provide the holes for them. You know what I mean? So if you look at statistically speaking, when he was with the Eagles, we didn't run the ball that much. You know what I mean? So he still was in the top, tier as far as his run effectiveness once he got the ball in his hands because he was running behind a line that could open up some holes for him. So we just didn't run the ball. So I won't call him garbage. It's the same problems that Caleb Williams is having, the same problems that he's having, right? So
I'm just saying for fantasy purposes, it was hot garbage, man.
Yeah, that's true too. One of the names they floated out there will be Freeman, man, the coach of the Notre Dame right now. They floated that name out there to go over there, take over for Chicago. I don't know how that'll be, man. Hey, but we're gonna go to the last part of this, man, because we don't go over an hour on this show unless we absolutely have to, and most times we don't. So Houston and Kansas City, they playing today. We need predictions. I just want a game winner. I don't need a score. I don't need the genies and all of this stuff. Dude, who you got? Houston or KC?
KC.
Yeah, I know. I
hate it.
Got it. Who you got, man?
Kansas City, man.
Adam?
Oh, it's all Chiefs.
Chiefs? Ernesto?
The rest won't let them lose.
I would love to see Houston come in there and, man, provide that defense, those run blitz against Mahomes. We talk about it all the time. We were talking about the MVP, man, and then, somebody said on here, Logan said that the MVP of the season should be the trainer for Pat Mahomes, man, because, I mean, he can get his leg can get broken off, man, and they go in that tent and come back and it's back together, man. Hey, so what y'all think in the comments? Sean Perry said Houston can pull it out. Jim Lacey said the Chiefs. All right, we're moving on to our next game, Washington and Detroit. Who you got, Duke?
I think Washington can do it, man. I really do. I believe in that young man. I think he's going to do it. I think he is.
Who you got, Gotti? Who you got, Washington or Detroit?
I'm going to say Detroit, man.
Ernesto?
I'm going to say the script is written, the Lions are going to win, and then Stafford's going to be over there playing against the Lions to win, to go to the Super Bowl. That's what's going to happen.
Here we go.
Adam, you looked at the wrong script.
Detroit taking
no. Who you got?
You looked at the Tubi script.
I think that Washington could do it. It's gonna, but it depends on how strong their defense is. Their defense isn't able to contain that high octane offense that Detroit has, especially like Gotti said in the beginning, man. All of those type of trick plays and all of this type of stuff, that trickery they got going on there. Jim also said Detroit. Sean Perry said he quoted the edited script, right? The edited script. That script is not alive anymore, man. Hey, so moving to the other game, man. This is the most talked about, the most heralded game right here, because this person right here is slated to go against Patrick Mahomes for the NFC Championship. So Baltimore and Buffalo, who you got, Ernesto? Buffalo and Baltimore.
I gotta go with soon-to-be 3-time MVP Lamar Jackson, the Ravens, man. They're too explosive right now. He ain't making no mistakes. He has the least amount of interceptions versus touchdown ratio, man. So I picked them.
Sean Perry also says the Ravens. Adam, who you got, man?
Oh, yeah, it's Baltimore for sure.
Got it. Who you got?
I think Baltimore has a better defense coupled with the MVP and King Henry. I'm going with the Ravens.
Okay. Duke, who you got?
Hey, I said it last year. I said it this year. Josh Allen will never see another AFC championship, and he ain't going to see it again.
Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. So, hey, this has been our show, man. Once again, everybody out in the comments, man. I appreciate your input from everybody, man. While you're on there, make sure you hit like and subscribe. If you just joined, hit that bell notification as well so you will never miss a show. Hey, we appreciate Adam, We appreciate Ernesto coming on as our guest, man. Thank you, everybody, for the show, for watching, y'all attendance, man. Hey, thank you. We appreciate y'all support. Adam and Ernesto, stay on, man. We're going to go off, play the thing. We all stay on here. We can talk to y'all after this. Appreciate everybody, the love. Anybody got anything to say?
No.
Go Rams.
Go Birds.
Go Rams.
Appreciate it, y'all. Hey, start my theme music.
Fellow on the beat.